Greetings YouTube. This is another video on a Ford Flex. This is replacing the auxiliary heating hoses, or coolant hoses rather, on a 2010 Ford Flex. These is going to be the same setup for an Explorer 2011 or the newer Taurus 2010. However, if you have a Taurus, you won't have these bottom coolant lines going to the rear heater core. So on mine, I had coolant leaking out of this T that's sitting right here. And I tried to clamp this a year ago up here to put a clamp in there to stop the coolant leak to kind of get more time out of it, and it didn't work. Thankfully, this broke as I was removing it. Doing this job is not exactly hard, but it is very tedious. There's not a lot of space, and it can be a little time consuming. So I had used this off Amazon. This is a an automatic hose clamp pliers. And it's got a cable, which helps in the tight areas. But the thing with it is this little piece right here, it gets caught right here on this mechanism. And sometimes getting this to work in the tight spaces that I'm going to go show you makes for a very difficult removing process. They do have other pliers, those may work better. So I'm gonna go show you where these are and what you're gonna have to do to locate them. So on this example here, these two go to the firewall. These two go to the pump, or not the pump, but the thermostat. And then these two down here go down to underneath the car to the rear heater core. And here we are on the front. So this is for an EcoBoost version of the Ford Flex. The hoses that I'm talking about, my little light of mine, are these two right here. So you have these two back on that firewall back there, and you have them clamped right here, and then all the way down there, if this camera's gonna focus, which it will not let me do, you might see right where that light's at, or it might be completely out of focus. There we go. Damn technology. Anyway, so you see the aluminum foil down there, that's the bottom portion. Now to do this with little light, or no studio lights like some professional YouTubers have, way back in here. So this is a very tight area. As you can see, my hand doesn't want to really fit. We're getting caught on the intake tube and the strut tower bar. You're way back in here. And as I mentioned with those pliers earlier, getting those pliers back in here was a real pain in the ass to do. You are going to have to remove some stuff. So for the EcoBoost version of this Flex, or the Explorer, if you have Explorer Sport or the Taurus Show, you're gonna have to remove this Y air intake pipe right here. That will give you room down here to remove these clamps right here. You're also gonna have to go back down there, or not down there, but right here, to remove that hose clamp blow-off valve, this nut right here, this clamp, and this blow-off valve, to remove this whole tube up and out of the way over here, so you can have room to get down in here to get these clamps off. If you have the NA version of the Flex, the Taurus, or the Explorer, you're gonna have your throttle body and intake plume sitting right here in this area, and your air intake is gonna be right here. You're gonna have to remove all of that, plus your thermostat, which mine's like right here. You're gonna have, the NA version is gonna have a tube going down and a tube coming straight out. So it's a very cumbersome job. It's not too hard. It took me about 3 hours to do mine, and that was before I thought about being tricky Ricky and not removing these two pipes, which once I did, it made it so much easier. You might be able to get away with removing the blow-off valve right here to get clearance, because as you see, my hand just is not going down in there. And all the way back in there, it's like very tight. Very, very tight. On this side of this clamp over here, you have the brake booster right there. Where's my light? So you have the brake booster right there with the lights shining on it. That shiny part. Getting that hose clamp plier back in there was a real pain in the ass to do. The other thing was, I was on top of my vehicle, and this part right here and this part really tore up my knees as I was on pier, hunched over, working on this thing. Now, for those with the Hvac or the Explorer, you're gonna have a rear heater core, and those are those pipes down there. So let me show you those. Okay, so we're under the Hvac right here. Now, I didn't put my Hvac up on ramps this time like I did when I first did these, but you're looking at the driver's side control arm right in front of you, and to the top of that, you're gonna have that big black bar. That's the stabilizer bar. Now, if you look to the right, you're gonna see two lines that form like a V. Take the top line and go straight up, pretty much to the top of where the focal point of the flashlight is. You're gonna see a hose clamp. That is one of the hoses that you're gonna have to reach to get to unclamp. And using those hose clamp pliers like I had made it real pain in the ass. I'd also recommend that when I did it, I put my Hvac on ramps and I went underneath here, right here where this bolt is, just on the other side, because right there's the coolant lines. So just on the other side of that, I was laying on my back, reaching up in there to get those hoses off. And it's a real pain in the ass. You're gonna have coolant coming down. And it's really tight and it's really confined, but it can be done. As you see it right there's the hose. I'm losing my phone because I'm not a professional YouTuber here. So as you can see right there's the hose clamps, the lights shining on one, and then to the bottom of that one is the other one. You might be able to take this tire off right here behind the camera and go in this way, but I doubt you'd be able to do it that way. So that's just a few of the tips that I have when doing this is probably have both sets of hose clamp pliers on hand to do this, and have some patience because it's a very tedious process. If you have the Taurus, well, you don't have to worry about these bottom hoses because you don't have a rear auxiliary heater like the Explorer and the Hvac do. Another thing to note is, let me go back up top here. Another thing to note, now that we're back up on top, the new hoses, let's focus. So the new hoses come as a pair. They're from Ford, they're $77. They also come with new hose clamps. Rock Auto sells them. I will have the part number in the description because there's several different versions of this. I had to call a dealer and give them my VIN to get the right actual hoses. I got these off Rock Auto for $55. Tosca was $59. With shipping for both of them. So if $4 matters, one or the other, I guess, pick your vendor. And then outside of that, you might want a mechanic's pick to pick these hoses off because I couldn't get them off. Pure strength was a pain in the ass to do. I had to use a screwdriver for the bottom ones. Oops. For the bottom ones down there where the zip tie and foil is, I had to use a flathead screwdriver, got underneath to kind of push up on the hose because just sitting up here pulling wasn't going to work. And back in there, I had to pull against the firewall and it worked, but you needed some place to brace yourself. I do not recommend using this. This is very flimsy. It was between the battery and not getting shocked and the strut brace that sits right here. So that's all that I have. It took me 3 hours, as I probably stated before. You can do it in your driveway. If you're a seasoned mechanic, it might take you less time. The only caveat that you're going to have to deal with is if you have an EcoBoost or an NA revision. If you have the NA version of the Hvac, you won't have this tube or this tube, but instead you'll have a black intake plume right here and you'll have a throttle body that sits right here. You're going to have to take that out instead. And that's about really all that I have. So I hope this was somewhat helpful, somewhat gives you an idea on what you're going to do if you start losing coolant or having a coolant leak in the driveway on the driver's side. It's pretty much going to be this hose right here, or these two hoses rather. Mine lasted 141,000 miles before the T, that's right where my finger's at, before that T gave way. And it was actually leaking on the bottom portion of that T, right where that light's at. And when I removed it, it actually broke. Thankfully, it broke when I removed it and not when I was driving. Outside of that, YouTube, have a great day. Any questions, put them in the comments and I will get back to you.